you doing?
I'm fine.
We're out here with Kendra. We want to give the people a 2-week update, but we want to start with where you started. We found you at Tent City about 2 Sundays ago. Can you just kind of put us, just tell us where you were mentally when we approached you, and just that Sunday when we were doing a giveaway, how this all started?
So believe it or not, I was like on a downward spiral depression because all the letdowns I had from where I was at first. I was at a shelter that kind of like threw me under the bus and was like, hey, we don't want you to progress. And then you guys come and literally we don't have no light. So when you guys gave a light, that kind of showed that you guys were different. Like you guys got a beacon and batteries. I literally I had a tent that had a light that I couldn't get no batteries on. But you guys made sure there was batteries in there, and you guys were like, hey, I'm here to get some water. I had no water, I had nothing, like, to a certain degree. And I pretty much was like, God, I don't want to be here no more. So I was kind of like, I had to hold on for my daughter, but at the same time, it's like, people don't treat you like a human being. They treat you like you're part of the scenery. So when you guys see you, hey, I want to see you progress. I would see you as a human being. That existence matters. That actually touched my heart and gave me hope. So I got emotional because you guys gave me some money, and my own parents was like, you can't even stay here because the social worker actually told them, you need therapy. Because this is 20 years of grudge, you know what I'm saying? And you, 20 minutes, you interacted with me like you saw something in me that other people who've been knowing my whole life didn't see. So it gave me hope, it gave me a spark to rekindle the passion I had for this living. So I kind of felt hope,
What were the circumstances of you being down there with your daughter?
We were in the shelter, and the shelter pretty much got their money, and they said, hey, your time is up. We were there for 6 months, and they pretty much didn't care where we had to go. They knew my situation. They knew that my family wasn't going to help, and they said, hey, just got to be out by 3 o'clock or we're going to call the police. So I just knew the only place I knew to go was the regular place, which was I was staying over by Centennial Park and in that area. And then I found out Centennial Park doesn't allow people to go over there no more. So a couple helped us get a hope. Like you guys, they paid for a hotel for 1 day. And they're like, hey, God's still good. And it got cold. And the guy led us, after I found out my friend's passing, to go to Gateway. And Gateway didn't really help, though. But at the same time, Gateway gave us an overnight shelter. There's some people who cared there, and this one guy actually was living in Gateway, and he said, hey, I want to get you guys out of the cold, because he knew we were just sleeping outside, and he bought us a tent. He bought me and an actual teenager who ran away from home a tent, and we were living right there on the side of the road. And
Now I know you have a familiar face. Close to you, like people were saying, that's such and such from such and such.
Yeah.
Going from TV to homeless, like how did that happen?
Well, I was already homeless when I got on the show, but I think what's crazy is that they gave me a car, and a lot of people came at me like, hey, you're kind of ungrateful, but to be homeless, to get a car, it kind of like, that's not the solution. But I was thankful for it because I can't pay it. Obviously, I don't have no income or anything like that, so more people are blessing me, and and sometimes my parents will send something to feel less, attached to the guilt. But I still end up homeless, and I thought that was my way out, because I had a job, I had my car coming, but we ended up getting blocked. So the lady who was supposed to help us put us back in the situation, and we go in there. It actually was freer to be out there. I hate to say that, because we were more of a community. And that's hence, I didn't know it's called Tent City, but it's actually like a community. Yeah. Once you're in there, like family, they look out for you and stuff, so, yeah.
And how long were you there with your daughter?
I got there 2 weeks after Valentine's Day. Yeah.
February.
Yeah.
So what was that like, being out there with your daughter?
Man, it was rough. Gunshots every night. You see the shells. They remind you this is not something to play with. I was my daughter slept through most of the gunshots, but at the same time, police came every day. they reminded you, hey, you're not safe. We saw somebody get killed down there. He got shot for talking to somebody the wrong way, and he fell and shot him in his leg, and he fell, died.
Can you tell us how hard it is having an autistic child and being homeless? Like, what's the struggle? Like, what's the day like dealing with your daughter being outside?
Man, well, she needs a schedule, so it's kind of too free. Like, you don't have no food, so we have to go look for it. They brought it to us. That was a blessing. But my daughter screams. She doesn't do well overstimulation, so she will constantly yell. And we're by the street right there, so she would kind of run and it got kind of bad. So they got us a bigger tent, and they got us Pampers, a toilet, and so it was like people kept blessing us, and they saw that I was trying to get her out. So that's the only reason they help. There's a lot of people, especially women with children out here, that are being homeless because of there's predicaments. But it's not always about like lack of money or lack of ambition. It's because some people don't realize that it can happen to anybody. There's people out there with money that just don't have no support system, and they're so depressed. They feel like they have more home and stability out there than they do with other people, at shelters. But to be honest with you, there's some good shelters out there. I can only name 3, but there's actually terrible ones out there that actually just look at you like a paycheck, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen them actually forge signatures of mothers where she went to work 2 jobs, so she actually had income coming in, and they forged her signature, took her 3 kids away. So I've seen that. I've seen they had cameras in our room, same lady came, and ended up homeless herself. So I've seen a lot. I've seen them, a lady pregnant with 2 kids, they let her in till 5 o'clock because the curfew, they have too much strict type of, yeah.
Okay, now bringing it up to present time, we're here trying to help you,
Yeah.
to help you. Can you just speak to some of the things that you need and some of the progress that we made so far and how we can help you from here?
Well, you definitely gave me stability because we couldn't take a shower over there. I mean, as easy as people take it for granted, like going to the bathroom, we were going outside. So, then the lady came and gave us a bucket and, washcloths and stuff like that. But we actually have a shower and running water. Like we don't have to go and look for it. So you guys provide us more than you think. People take it for granted when you're out there. You don't have nothing, warm. You're not guaranteed warmth. We had to start fires in our tent. We use a little bit of, we call that hand sanitizer, let it on fire to keep the warmth in. The cover, we can't wash it like everybody else does, so we would hand wash most of the time. So you guys gave us a way to wash, a way to clean, a way to get back. And you guys gave us so much food, but she eats a lot. But at the same time, but the fact that you guys gave us, it's stability. Support is a very hot commodity. A lot of people want it, but they don't necessarily have it. So it's the little things that matter. Yeah.
So what are some of the things that we can help you with specifically? What are some of the things that people can send you or get for you?
My daughter definitely needs pull-ups. As you guys know, my daughter is special needs. She has high functioning autism. So she's learning. She has an APA therapy to learn how to potty train. She went backwards, so she needs pull-ups, wipes. I really want her hair done. I had her in locks before her hair was longer, but she put spaghetti in there, so I wanted something to get her hair done. It's hard to do that. I wanted to get her locks professionally done, you know what I'm saying? So it would be less stressful because she does not like nobody touching her hair. I just want a job. I want to do this full time and talk to people and motivate. I love motivating people to rekindle the fun and the playful nature where they can see that there's always possibilities in the pain. There's always purpose. Everywhere you look, there can be a way out. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you guys were looking, but you guys were not looking at the same time, that shows that you were guided there. And I believe in God, and I know you guys do too. So He works in mysterious ways. Like He told me to keep playing and you guys provided a lot of stuff. But I just want a job, a place to stay, definitely. We had a place for almost 10 years. And it just got taken from us because of my ex, and I would like that. Yeah, but everything else we can do without. I know that sounds bad, like Kendra, you kind of. But yeah, I would like stability. That's really good shit. Yeah.
We're happy with that.
Thank you.
We're happy with that. So just wrapping up, can you just thank the people for helping you?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for everybody who's actually listening to me and seeing that I can do something other than just being homeless. Homeless doesn't necessarily mean hopeless. It just means that you just don't have the necessary place to lay your home. But like Jesus was out there, and so he was out there. He said, I don't got no place to lay my head, but he had loyalty. People, he was changing lives, and that's what I want to do. And I know these people right here, these good people right here, they want to change lives too. And they didn't just do it to me, they gave hope to a lot of people out there. And I know with people like this, the world can be a better place. So I want to say thank you for seeing me as an individual and not just somebody out there who's a bum or, there's somebody who's a burden or a waste of breath, So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your kind hearts.
Thank you. We love you.
Yeah, we love you too. Love you so much.